Okay, thank you so much. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for the for the opportunity. And yeah, it's I'm honored to really be part of this Titans doing amazing work. So I'm really amazed. Thank you so much. Yeah, so I'm Benjamin. I'm currently the lead additive manufacturing engineer with Siemens Healthineers, currently based in New York, but I also have I run a startup in Ghana, a 3D printing startup. I'm a co-founder of Edinkra. So we've been running for just a couple of months now. Yeah, and so I would like to talk about what we've been doing mainly on the part of this pandemic, to help fight this pandemic. And also, I would also like to talk about some opportunities that 3D printing can all bring to us. I believe both Professor and Dennis has spoken extensively about these technology. So I would like to go ahead and share my screen. Can I share my screen?
Yes, please go ahead. Go ahead, share the screen.
Yeah, I believe we are behind time, so I'll just go right into it. So let me see if my view works. I don't know if you guys can see my screen.
Yes, your screen is on. Your screen is on. Yeah.
Sure.
Good.
Thank you.
Go ahead. Thank you.
Yeah. So going right into it. So yep. So I'd like to first talk about the role of additive manufacturing. But I believe Professor and Dennis have both spoken about what 3D printing is, or additive manufacturing is, and its importance, especially to Africa, right? And so we know that Africa has always been, for a long time now, the consuming part of the world, right? So we have the numbers, but we mostly consume. And although we have most of the resources and the materials and things like that, we've been consuming so much, and so that has greatly affected GDP and things like that. And so I would say it's an opportunity, as Professor said, for Africa to also jump into that wagon, to take control of certain productions and certain manufacturing opportunities that additive manufacturing brings. And so focusing on what this scenario, and it has actually, this current pandemic has actually exposed Africa, right, the weakness that we have, especially our overdependence on the Western world for most of our things that we have, from even basic things like even nose masks, right, that are produced in certain places, nose masks, maybe face shields and things like that. We can't even be able to produce those things, right? And so that's why 3D printing has actually helped in that regard. And so currently, with the current pandemic going on, we have people producing face shields, ventilator parts, or even nose mask and even nasal swabs, right? And I think most people, most of us have heard about face shields being made, ventilator parts, and nose masks. One thing that not really looked at are nasal swabs, and nasal swabs are mostly used for the testing, right? The test kits, and then most of there are companies outside in the outside world who have made some designs of these nasal swabs, because these nasal swabs are made mainly in two different places, that is in Italy and also in China, right? And so as the global supply chain system has been clamped, you have most of these countries being innovative and trying to 3D print or make their own nasal swabs for testing. So I'll jump right into what Edinkra has been doing over this couple of months. What we've done, we've been producing face shields. We've supplied major hospitals in Ghana with face shields, and these we do them for free. We donate them to these hospitals. Yeah, and one reason why we do this to begin with is to help in the fight, right? And secondly, to also show the importance, or educate people on the importance of 3D printing. As we've already mentioned, most of the time, it's difficult to actually educate people, mainly Africans, about what on a new technology, right? And so doing this has actually helped us to educate people on the technology, and also expose what we can do as Africans to help in the fight. So some of the things that we've worked on are face shields, right? And so these face shields that we donate to we donated a couple of them, like a lot of them, to hospitals to help solve the fight. We've also ventured into parts of low-cost ventilators. So we have companies or like projects in Ghana who are working on low-cost ventilators, and so some universities are working on low-cost ventilators. So we've been able to help them by 3D printing parts for them, and support them in their fight. And on the other hand, we ourselves are also making splitters, ventilator splitters, to help also in the fight. So ventilators actually cost about 50,000 US dollars, which is huge cost of money for just the ventilator, right? And so you have a lot of people jumping in the fight to produce low-cost ventilators, and also the reason why we are also looking at the splitters is that if we're able to test these splitters, and we're able to have these splitters, they're able to cause one ventilator to be used by 2 or more patients, right? And so you can see from these pictures that, for example, the wire splits, what it's able to do is that it's able to split one inflow or outflow into two different outlets, right?